Jeff. We're live. Just a reminder while we wait for Colorado, whenever, if you have a question, just make sure you raise your hand so our mic holders can get to you. We're joined by Colorado Buffaloes head coach J.R. Payne, student athletes Desiree Wooten and Logan Greer. Coach, we'd just like to start us off with a few comments about the game.
Sure, yeah. I said to the team after that sure wasn't pretty, but in March it doesn't have to be pretty as long as it goes in the win column. So I'm really proud of our team for how we competed tonight. It was definitely a battle. I thought it was a very physical game. And I thought our execution was really good, but just great team effort. You know, different people in foul trouble throughout the entire game, but players stepped up and played heavier minutes in some spots. than they're used to. And so, yeah, just great team effort. Really proud of our squad tonight.
All right, we'll start off on our right, towards the back. Rachel.
Hi, JR. Can you just talk about the progression of this team from the course of the season? I mean, looking at this team in November and December versus the version of it that we're seeing in the later part of this season, and just how they've come together and your resilience that you've shown.
Yeah, I mean, we have, for those of you that don't know, we had 10 new players this year, only 3 returners from last year's squad. So brand new team, 5 freshmen, 5 transfers. And from jump, this team has gotten along really well. It has better chemistry than most teams I've been a part of, as far as just we don't really have cliques and things like that. So that part was there from jump. But when you bring 10 new basketball players to a team, it takes time to learn each other, on the basketball court. And so I think our team, when you have a desire to know each other and a desire to play well together, it allows you to really grow. And so this team has done that. I think we execute really well at times. We also turn on the film and scratch our heads sometimes, but that's basketball. So we're a group that stays together and is very, very competitive in everything we do. So that's, I guess, sort of a synopsis.
Front row right. Down here.
Question for anyone. Your team held Julia Davis to 8 points tonight. It's her lowest of the season. So what was your strategy going into this game and to guard her and stop her in the paint?
Desiree?
I can start, I guess.
Okay.
She wants me to go. Well, I do come up with game plans sometimes. But anyways, I mean, she's one of the best freshmen in the country, right? She's very difficult to guard. We knew that it would not be one person that could try to slow Jalea down. So we knew it was going to be a group effort, and different people rotated on her at different times. But I think just, trying to make her work for her touches, we were really trying to limit her offensive rebounding. And I think every single, the help side was really good in the second half against her. So just really a team effort.
Okay, we're going to go front row left.
I have one for each player, but Brian Howell, both today, the camera. Desiree, can you talk about the physicality tonight and how you guys were able to kind of overcome, that physicality that, foul trouble for you guys, but also for them?
Just staying composed with all the ref calls. We know the game's going to be a game of runs. There may be good calls, bad calls. Just staying composed and poised during it all.
And then Logan, you guys got out rebounded the other day in Provo. How big of an emphasis was that? There was a lot of times tonight that it seemed like there was 3 or 4 buffs going for a rebound.
It was the main thing that we talked about during film, was just to rebound. We can't get out rebounded, especially how good of a team we are on the glass.
Stay on the left, Greg.
First question for Coach. Just wondering, because you're aware of the honors that Jalea Davis has collected as a freshman this season, has Logan been underappreciated, in your opinion, by the league?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a very talented conference, top to bottom. And I definitely think Logan is one of the best freshmen in the country as well. I say she does things that nobody else on our roster can do. She has a rare combination of size and skill that not many players, not just on our roster, but in the country can do, at her age and her size. So I don't know that she was underappreciated. I can't speak for everybody else. I know she's certainly very much appreciated on our team, and we'd be in trouble, if she wasn't on the roster. So she's playing bigger minutes. She is, when I have a list of play calls, there's a lot of them that are designed for her or for when she is in the game, because I trust her that much.
I'll put this one to you. Did you get a sense of playing against, on this stage, Jalea and the Jayhawks, that you could make the statement, here I am?
I don't really focus on those type of things. I just go out there and try to play and just play with my team.
Front row on the right.
All right, Coach. In the second quarter, Kansas dropped into a 2-3 zone, and you guys were able to go on a 9-0 run while they were in that zone. Were you expecting that, and then how did you guys attack that?
Yeah, they showed a little bit of zone last time we played them, and they've shown a little bit of zone throughout their recent games. So we definitely were expecting it at some point. I thought our team's composure and organization was really good against the zone. And it's something that we've prioritized over the past few weeks, of just making sure that it was something we were improving. And I was really proud of how we played against the zone tonight.
Okay, PJ, put your hand up. There you go. We get a microphone to you.
PJ Green, Kansas City Star. Coach, you've had just a myriad of different kinds of bigs throughout your time in Colorado. Just what are some of the things you look for? Just because seems like sometimes you like the more stout big, and now you have some more lengthy bigs. So just how do you kind of evaluate who you would like to bring into your rotation?
Yeah, I mean, for us, versatility reigns supreme almost over anything other than being a great teammate. And so you can look at our roster and see that most of our post players can handle it, can shoot it a little bit, can attack your feet a little bit, and they're great on the glass. So, I mean, Logan, epitomizes that, as do the rest of the post core. But yeah, we would love, if they could put on a few pounds. We're constantly trying to get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, which they will in time, but definitely versatile.
Okay, over here still.
For the players, what did you guys think of playing on the new glass court? Did you feel like it was any different than playing on a regular court?
It's very different. Personally, I don't like it. It was really slippery. But other than that, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's like playing on a big iPad, so it's cool.
I think the coolest thing about it is that there's so many. I mean, we're playing great basketball. The Big 12 is playing great basketball, right? But also, it's added a lot more eyes to the Big 12, which is what we need. We need the rest of the country to see, man, they are really good. Like, the Big 12 is special. It's a different league, right? And so I think what Commissioner Yormark has done with bringing that glass court here, he's added more visibility, more people are talking about it, and now they're going to see that this is some of the best basketball in the country.
Okay, over on our left.
Coach, you're just a little bit over a month removed from the last time you played Kansas going into this game, that overtime slugfest. What did you really learn about your team and Kansas in that game that helps you pull out the win today?
The biggest thing I learned about our team was we are a very resilient group, because we missed a bunch of free throws in the fourth quarter of that game that should have iced the game. Had we made even half of them, it wouldn't have gone to overtime. But then in overtime, or maybe it was later in the fourth, I can't remember exactly, we really hit our free throws. So to be able to go from frustrated that you missed them, oh my gosh, we're going to overtime, to then step up to the line and knock them down was, I thought, a huge sign of resilience for our team. And I think kind of a turning point for this ball club. I think after that weekend, to win a couple in a row on the road, I thought was really big for us.
Okay, you could hand that microphone down. There you go.
Just one more for Des. You guys didn't have a good week last week, obviously with a couple losses. How big was tonight for you guys mentally, just to finally get back in the win column?
I mean, it was a big game. We're going to take it one game at a time. I mean, everybody's goal is to go dancing. It's, like I said, one game at a time, to be honest.
All right, over to the right, front row.
Question for anyone. You guys won tonight, but you guys had 20 turnovers. So what's it going to take to heading into your matchup with Baylor tomorrow night?
Who would you like to answer that?
Me?
Ask it one more time.
Oh, I thought you were
asking
asking him. Go ahead, answer it.
So you guys, even though you guys won the game, what's going to need to change for you guys heading into your matchup with Baylor tomorrow night?
It's been so long since we played Baylor, so long. I'm sure we watched the games and the scouts already prepared and things like that, but it has been a really long time. We know them and they're really good, and but we're going to have to really study the film between now and tomorrow to take care of the basketball more effectively. I think just making cleaner decisions. There's some things that we did tonight that were uncharacteristic as far as, well, the kid's my teammate is kind of open, so let me see if I can throw it, lobbing. We never lob over the top. I think we turned it over 3 times in a row trying to throw lobs, which we never do. So uncharacteristic type things, and just making sure that we're super solid and making good, clean decisions.
Stay on the right.
Coach, you mentioned how long ago it was against Baylor. Do you still feel like there's some motivation there, especially after a close loss in the regular season?
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure. I mean, I think honestly at this point we're motivated to play anyone at any point, but certainly it was a really close game. They're a really good team, really well-coached team, and so we'll be excited for the matchup.
And then for Desiree, what are you looking forward to in a matchup against Talia?
Lock her up. None more, none less, to be honest.
All right, any more questions? All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We're joined by Kansas head coach Brandon Schneider, student athletes Samaya Nichols and Sanaya Copeland. Coach, if you could start us off with a comment or two about the game, please.
Yeah, I think I'm grateful that there were 19 players that participated in the game, and I'm grateful that no one left with a serious injury. I thought it was a pretty dangerous 2 hours. So fortunate that nobody was seriously hurt.
All right, raise your hand if you've got a question. All right, PJ?
PJ Green, KC Star. I mean, obviously with that statement, Coach, can you just kind of expound upon why you thought the game was so dangerous?
I thought it was very, very physical. You know, we changed the rules in 2011, started using phrases like freedom of movement. We wanted more scoring. And I think tonight, you know, you take Jade Masagayo and Julia Davis, for example, you know, two probably of the best power forwards in our league. And that would have been a great matchup, you know, to have them go against each other in a way that was less physical, where their skills could have been on display. But I felt like, you know, it was two teams just beating the shit out of each other, and that's not necessarily what anybody wants to watch, in my opinion.
What kind of things do you kind of want to see just in when you have a game as physical as that?
Well, I think when there's two teams that have a lot that they're playing for, and it is physical early, then you know, I think you can call it really tight, and the players are smart enough to adjust. Would be my preference. I've been doing it 31 years, and we had a situation where we had an injured player, and we had the ball, and they didn't stop play. I mean, it cost us 5 points and a timeout because I was told I had to take a timeout to get the injured player off the floor. One, that's not the rule. And two, I've never experienced that before. So, listen, I want to give Colorado a tremendous amount of credit. They've had an unbelievable season. I think that JR, you know, Krista Gerlich won Coach of the Year. But I think there were numerous other people who've had phenomenal seasons, and JR should be in that mix. So I don't want to take away from it. I just don't like how our game is played in certain situations where it's so physical that really, really good players cannot display, you know, all the things that they work on to our fan bases.
And Samaya, Sanaya, just can y'all talk about just the physicality of the game and what y'all told you and yourselves and your teammates just throughout?
We came into the game knowing that it was going to be a physical game. We've already played them previous, so I mean, we knew what we were getting ourselves into. I do think that there were a lot of calls that were uncalled and a lot of like really itty-bitty fouls that we got called for. But, I mean, that was just the flow of the game, and we really can't do anything about that. The best thing we could have done was just keep our composure.
Okay, we're going to go on the left front row.
Coach, you were just over a month removed from your last matchup with Colorado. What did you really take away from that game that you took going into this game, and then just how did you see the two, I guess, compare the two games on the physicality side?
Well, I think that game was more physical late, in my opinion, where it was physical for the entirety today. You know, we shot a bunch of free throws. They shot a bunch of free throws. We took better care of the basketball today. But I mean, two of our best players are out early. Two of their best players are out early. I like the best players playing, and especially in situations, you know, where there's so much on the line.
Greg.
Coach, a short time ago, one of the Colorado players said that she did not like playing on this court because it was like glass. Was your opening statement attributable at all to the court and Samaya? Can you share your thoughts on playing on this court?
Well, I don't have a comment on the court because I didn't play on it. I didn't dive for a loose ball. You know, I didn't take a charge. So I think the players, both in the women's tournament and then in the men's tournament, will be the ones to give the feedback. That's not probably my role.
Samaya?
I would say, I don't know, like Nia and I have already talked about it previously. It is different. I mean, it's cool that it's historic and we're the first to play on it. I think it made us a bit timid just being the first time, and it's a different feeling. And then we all have previous injuries that we're still working with, so it's kind of like you're in your head mentally about it because it's not the same as the regular court, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to compete out there.
Okay, go over to the right.
Coach and players, just overall, how would you reflect on this season as a whole?
Well, I don't think it's time for us to reflect because it's not over. You know, we've had a lot of adversity and injuries, but I do think that as we got into February and we were healthier, we were able to put the best version of ourselves out there. And you know, we've competed really hard with and won games against a lot of teams that are in strong consideration for the tournament.
Okay, we'll stay in the front row and then we'll go back to see.
Samaya, can you tell me, so Colorado held Julia to 8 points, and it's her lowest of the season. So what did it look like trying to adjust to that on the court? How did you change your mindset, change what you guys were doing on the court?
Just like yesterday, I feel like our offense wasn't just flowing for us. I did think we had a bit of a better flow today, and I do think our forwards were a little bit more confident just with their shots. Everybody's been front and backing Leah, and I mean, she's a freshman. That's really hard to deal with, especially mentally. So, I mean, we just kept trying to lock in on the defensive side. It was a low-scoring game for really both sides, and we were just trying. That's all I got.
Okay. Stay here.
Coach, 15% from three. What did you see from Colorado's defense that kind of held you limited from perimeter?
Yeah, I think it was hard to get to spots. You know, they, again, were, you know, took away space. And I think, you know, from a scouting report perspective, you know, they do a good job getting into our shooters.
Over on the left.
Coach, you talked about how aggressive they were early. What adjustments did you and your coaching staff make?
Well, we were just trying to get some heat, you know, off of our ball handlers. I think, you know, in the open floor, and then, you know, it was difficult. You know, obviously they were front and back in Jalea, and then obviously you know bringing a trap at times too. So hard to run offense on your spots.
Front row right.
Sanaya, even though you guys didn't get the win today, you were able to hold Ziona Walker to 6 points. In the last matchup, she had 24. Can you talk about what you were able to do to limit her shots this time around?
Yeah, as a team, we were focused on packing the paint, and most of her shot selection is mid-range. As a team, we didn't let her get to the spots that she wanted to and get those easy mid-range jump shots that she was getting to last game.
Okay, to PJ, and then we'll come back to you.
Samaya, I saw. I think it was right before halftime where you were telling Reagan to, you know, kind of try to shoot some wide open shots there. Just, I mean, y'all kind of had looks like that throughout the game, but just what kind of talks amongst yourselves just did y'all have in those moments?
Halftime, we definitely did a good debrief, and I think a lot of it did help. Once Brandon came in, we really all had the same ideas. I was really just trying to tell them that shoot the shots that they shoot all the time, and just to not complicate it. And I think she answered well. She was just like, yes, okay, I got you, just the feedback, knowing that she heard me and that she understood me, and then she executed it.
On the left.
Brandon, you mentioned the season not being over. You're sitting on the bubble of the NCAA tournament. First, just what's your message to the committee with this team?
Well, I go back to, you know, we had a hard December and January even because of injuries. You know, we have maybe the best win, non-conference win in the Big 12 with Minnesota, you know, who's going to be a host team, going to be a 4 seed. I think Tech's projected to be a 5 seed. We have a win there. You look back at how we played TCU. So I know today was important, but you know, we'll see. I do know this. I think if you look at the Big 12 and you look at how the higher seeds have done in this tournament, it speaks to the depth and the strength of this league. And I don't know that our league as a whole gets the credit that it deserves. You know, there was a lot of bubble teams that lost first round and lost by wide margins. So, you know, we'll see.
And then just building on that, Brandon, if you are left out of the NCAA tournament, would you accept a bid to another tournament like the WBIT or NIT?
The first one you mentioned, yes. I don't think that's one that we would be left out of, just based on our net and where we are. And I think very much so if it's not the NCAA tournament, that would be the tournament that we would play in.
Coach, even though your season's not over, what has this year's senior group meant to this program during their time at Kansas?
Yeah, I think, you know, you look at Nadira, you know, who's with us 5 years, and then we have 3 that transferred in. And I've said this, even going back to senior night, you know, when a player chooses the University of Kansas, you know, as an educational institution, in our basketball program, they're also choosing me to be their coach, and that's something that I'm extremely grateful for. And I know that our culture has grown tremendously, you know, under their guidance.